Welcome to the Providence ORS webinar that should show you how to use BeestXpress. In this webinar, we're going to talk about how to set up a brand new BeestXpress account. We're going to go through the process of using Beest to create BeestXpress input files. We're going to talk about uploading those inputs and getting a cost estimate for your runs for BeestXpress. We'll talk about how to submit the runs, view the progress of the runs as they are running, and then how to download your results. After that, we have a few additional notes, and then a method by which you can try BeestXpress for free for the first time. So we're going to go through this PowerPoint presentation piece by piece, and after each section, I'm going to pop out of the presentation and show you how to do each of these things in Beest or BeestXpress, whichever makes sense. First thing we're going to talk about is setting up a BeestXpress account. So before you begin this process, we have to register for a BeestXpress account. We have to go to the website, beestexpress.com, and then click the register option. It's going to ask us for some user information, including our email, password, and postal address. Okay, I have opened up a browser window and navigated to beestexpress.com. And from this window, we're going to click register to set up a new account. In this screen, we're going to need to type in our username, and we'll enter in a password. And we'll have to put in the security code. And then some information about your company name. Okay, and we'll hit register. Okay, now we have a brand new account already set up in BeestXpress, and we're ready to set up our files. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint presentation here. Next, we can go ahead and use our Beest file to create the BeestXpress input files. This process is a little bit different than preparing your regular AirMod input files for running on your computer. So in order to do this, you have to open up the Beest file that you've set up for your projects. Then we have to decide on the maximum number of partitions you would like BeestXpress to run. BeestXpress currently has the capability of running a maximum of 99 partitions per run. That means it'll split your run into 99 pieces and run them all concurrently. So that should cut your runtime down by quite a bit. Then you'll enter the Express partition information in the Reception Options menu, and then you'll go to the BeestXpress tab to build the input files. Okay, I've brought up a sample file here that we're going to use to create our BeestXpress runs. You'll notice that this run has a lot of receptors in it, and I did that on purpose. This actually has 16,000 receptors. And I did this so it would take a long time to run. The big benefit of BeestXpress is one, that you can get it off your desktop and have the model running somewhere else, but also that you can partition the run into many pieces and that it will run quite a bit faster. So this is not a very complicated run. It's a little power plant facility. I only have two sources over here, two combustion turbines. But we're going to use this to set up our BeestXpress runs. Okay, so I've opened my Beest file. And then I'm going to decide on the number of partitions for this run, and I think I'm just going to use 10 for the sake of doing this example. It says to enter the express partition information on the receptor options menu. So we're going to go up here to the top and click on the receptor options menu. And on the first tab, where it talks about the general settings for the receptors, there's an option down here that says express partition receptor options. Right now it's defaulted to do not partition, but we're going to go ahead and change this to partition receptors, and I'm going to make that number 10. Again, a maximum here of 99 is available. So once I've done that, I can go to my BeestXpress menu and start to build the runs. So we have a regular AirMod menu here that we use to actually execute AirMod on our computer, and right next to it there's a button that says Connect to BeestXpress. So we're going to click that. And now we have a few different steps that we have to take. We're on the first one right here, which is Create Express Input Files. So I'm just going to click right here. And it wants to know what pollutant I'm running, what the MET files are. These are the same selections you would make. I'm just going to run this first scenario right here, the one that says 1 hour NO2 startup. I have one 5-year set of metadata. And there's a little note down here that says, hey, this is a partitioned run, and we're going to give your individual partitions a specific naming convention. So we'll just leave that all alone, and I'll go ahead and click Include Downwash and let it build all 10 of my BeestXpress input files. Okay, so now it looks like that's done. And so what I want to do here is write the Express file. Okay, I think we're about ready for the next step, which is submitting your job to BeestXpress. Okay, so the next button on the BeestXpress menu actually lets you submit your job to BeestXpress. What this will do will take you back to beestexpress.com. You want to go ahead and log in with the new login information that you have created for your new account. Now, as you go through this process, a cost estimate will be given before you submit the run. No credit card information is currently required, so if you submit a job, we will send you a bill for whatever it ends up costing when your runs have been completed. All right. So since we've already created our input files, we're going to the second block, which is submit the job to BeestXpress. All right, so it already remembers who I am because I've already logged in. It might prompt you to put in your username and password. It happens to remember me since I just set up my account. The first thing I need to do is set up a name for my job, and you can call this anything you want. If you have a project number that you'd like to use to keep track of your runs, you can enter in your job number here. And then the next thing you need to do is upload the BeestXpress input file. Now, it's giving you a clue here to tell you where your input file is located. So I'm going to just copy this path in case it takes me to the wrong place. I'll click Choose File. Oh, yep, that's not the right spot. And then go to this. The file is called ececbiggrid.zip. Okay, here we go, ececbiggrid.zip. All right, I'll hit OK. So now I've chosen the file and I have to upload it. So I'll click the Upload button. It might take just a minute, and then it shows you that the uploaded file is down here now highlighted in green. Okay? And actually, before I go on to the next screen, I just want to show you down here at the bottom, there's some detailed information about the pricing structure of how we estimate costs for these BeestXpress runs. There is a minimum fee of $5 no matter how short your BeestXpress runs end up being. But the important bit here is that we charge a set fee per hour of runtime. So if you have a single run that takes 50 hours to complete and you let it run all in one big chunk, that will be the same price as if you took that 50-hour run and broke it into 50 individual 1-hour partitions, and each partition took a single hour to run. It might be slightly more with the partition run because there's a little bit of time spent on the setup and the completion of the individual partitions, but that piece of the runtime is pretty small compared to the actual processing time. So what I just mean is that it doesn't cost more to use more partitions. Feel free to use as many partitions as you'd like for your BeestXpress runs. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit next. All right, so the next screen is actually going to give me an estimate. All right, this is not going to take very long at all. This particular job we're estimating is going to take less than an hour altogether if I did everything in one big run. But I've actually split it into 10 individual partitions, so each one of them should be pretty quick here. And then the total cost estimate we have for this set of runs is $11.13. This is not a maximum. If it goes a little bit over the cost, we will charge you the full price, but 99% of the time, whatever the true cost is less than the predicted cost. And then when you run your BeestXpress partitions, you have the option of having it give you the individual partition runs if you wanted to know what each piece of the impact from each individual piece were. It's defaulted to no because it's just a lot of extra information, but you're free to turn this on if you would like to see the individual partitions as well as the final results, which have everything merged back together. Okay, and so we've set the job to run. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit proceed to recent jobs here, and then I'll go back to the PowerPoint because this should show you where we are. All right, I only have one job. It's called Test Run. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And right now it's telling me, okay, I have 10 partitions, and it hasn't actually started running any of them yet. They're all at 0%. So if we keep it on this page, it's going to update about every minute or so, and we can check on the progress of these partitions. And when it's done, BeestXpress will send you an email and let you know that everything's completed. Okay, so in the meantime, we'll go ahead and go back to our PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so let's say you upload your files to BeestXpress, you get the cost estimate, and you decide that that's reasonable, and you decide to move forward. You can tell BeestXpress to run. You can track the progress of your run through BeestXpress.com. You can also check the status of your job through the BeestXpress menu inside Beest by checking that third button on the list, which is Check Job Status. When the job is complete, BeestXpress will send you an email with a link to download the completed runs, and the downloaded files will include both the input and the output files. Okay, we'll take a minute and check in on the runs that we just started. Okay, it's been a few minutes, so we're going to go ahead and check in on the job status. We're back on our BeestXpress menu, which is, again, this one with the little beast and the earth in the background. So we'll click Check Job Status, and it'll take it back to our run page in BeestXpress. I'm going to click here. And okay, so it's running 10 different partitions. And, well, they're all kind of in different stages here. This does happen to be a 5-year Met set that I'm running. So some of them look like they're on year 2013, some are on 2015. I'm going to hold this up here for a minute or two and just take a look, and we'll wait for it to complete. Okay, a few more minutes has gone by, and it looks like we're seeing a little bit more progress with the model runs. I'll go check in one more time as they are getting closer to completion. So one other quick thing to note, if you scroll down on this page a little bit, it'll tell you a little bit of the job history. It'll tell you what time each AirMod executable was started, and when the processes were started and completed. Just checking back one more time, it looks like a few of our partitions have finished, although some of them are still running. Once they're done, we should show over here an output file that we can use to click and download. I'll give them just another minute. Okay, it looks like our job has just completed. Just a second ago, this page changed a little bit, and let's see. If you notice, I have an email notification that says, "Hey, your BeestXpress job is finished. Thank you for using BeestXpress." So I got an email that's telling me my run is done at the same time that it just finished over here on BeestXpress. If I'm on this site, I can click right here to download the files, or I can go to my email, and then from the email it'll give me the information and give me the same link here to click to download directly from the email. So either way, that should work out just fine. And I will tell you, it'll tell you what time the job started and what time the job finished. So I did that run with 10 partitions, 1,400 receptors, something like that. It took maybe 20 minutes, 18 minutes to complete that run. So I'm going to go ahead and click here to download my file, just so you can see what it looks like. I'm going to do this right on the desktop. And we'll take a look here and close this. Okay, this is our file that came from BeestXpress. I'm going to extract it. And so inside that zip file, we have the DTA, a merged copy of our input file, our output file, a summary file, and a plot file, and then this is just a file that's internal to Beast. So these are all the files that we need, both the inputs and the outputs from BeestXpress. There are a few other important notes to be aware of when you run BeestXpress. BeestXpress runs the current version of AirMod only. Right now that's version 2.1112. If you need to do an AirMod run with a different version of AirMod, an earlier version, you cannot use BeestXpress. It only runs the current version of AirMod. I will say BeestXpress also accommodates plot files, maxi files, maxdcont files, hourly ozone files, and ambient background concentration files. Any of those kind of complicated file types can be handled by BeestXpress without a problem. BeestXpress usually accommodates hourly emission rate files. However, there have been occasions where we've had a very large number of sources in an ambient emission rate file, and it does bog down BeestXpress if it is super large, like we were doing a SO2 attainment modeling demonstration. So there were hundreds of sources in there, all with hourly emission rate files, and that was too much for BeestXpress. But if we just have a few sources, it should be fine. And then the last note is that BeestXpress does not work with post files. If you need to create a post file, you'll have to do that on your computer and not with BeestXpress. Okay, so free run. If you have never used BeestXpress before, you are welcome to do a run for free. You can prepare any single AirMod run you would like and split it into a maximum of 50 partitions. Just follow the steps that we talked about in the webinar about setting up your account, preparing your inputs. Make sure you don't put in more than 50 partitions. 50 is going to be the max for our free run. And then in the job name box, where you have to name your job before you run it, you want to type in the words first run free. If you type in the words first run free, you will not be invoiced for this run, assuming that you have never used BeestXpress before. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening to our BeestXpress webinar. I encourage you to test it out for yourself so that when you get into a situation where you need a bunch of runs done really quickly, you've already gone through this process once and it's not so overwhelming. If you get into doing a BeestXpress run and you run into any kind of trouble, any kind of questions, please feel free to call me or email me, and I will try and help you through the process. Thank you so much.